Yes, yes, it's that time again. It's Arawak Chat with Professor Hard Stepper. Episode 25. You Are What You Eat, Volume 2, Part 7. Let me say that again. Episode number 25. You Are What You Eat, Volume 2, Part 7. But by the orders of Professor Hot Stepper, it's a triple chili pepper. Listen.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when time and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I'll comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when times come and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me sail on, silver, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they run. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing out behind, like a bridge over troubled
Classic gem. I know that one there. Pops has played that one. Sounds of the late great Mr. Pat Kelly. Track entitled Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Lifted from his album entitled Cool Breezin', circa 1971. And that comes courtesy of Sunshot Records and Joe Fraser Records. And is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go cop it.
As my DJ just shuffles the pack.
Once upon a time, I almost lost my mind. I was lonely. I was lonely. Once upon a time, hoping every day things would come my way. I was lonely. I was lonely. Once upon a time, I never knew what love could do. I was lonely. I was lonely. Once upon a time. I never knew what love could do. I was lonely. I was lonely. Once upon a time. Hoping every day things would come my way. I was lonely. Believe me, darling, I was lonely. Once upon a time. I was lonely. Once upon a time. Until I met you, darling. Oh, yeah. Alright, yeah.
Once again, sounds of Mr. Delroy Wilson. Track entitled Once Upon a Time. Lifted from his album entitled Good All Over, circa 1969. And that comes courtesy of Sir Coxon Records and Studio One Records. And is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go cop it. Classic. What?
Each day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. Oh yeah, I say to myself, I'm such a lucky guy. To have a girl like her, it's truly a dream come true. Out of all house out in the country with 2 children, maybe 3. And I say I could visualize it all. It couldn't be a dream, for to me it seems so real. But it was just my imagination once again running away with me. Oh yeah, it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination once again running away with me. Oh yeah, it was just my imagination.
Yeah, you know.
Running away with me.
Oh, land to religion upon the land, trade in a Babylon. I'm on a musician, tell you that I'm on a musician. Me say me mother is a Christian. Me say me father work a gas station. So me say me brother work a radio station. Could it? Someone a make corruption. Tell you that someone a make corruption. Could it? But I'm on a musician. Tell you that I'm on a musician. So little girl on me complexion. Tell you little girl on me complexion. Yeah, are you going my direction? Are you going my direction? I want we take it to the session. I say I want we take it to the session. For what? Figure out the reggae version. Y'all figure out the reggae version. Tell this a version, don't Russian. Tell her this a version, don't Russian. Correct, yeah, you know. Correct. And some a rock some, and some a go some, and some a rock some, and some a go some. Tell everybody feel hearty, and Lord them a nice on the party. Up to the girl over party. Correct. She want worry on the party. And like she want worry on the party. Yeah, hear me? And some a rock some, and some a go some, and some a rock some, and some a go some. No little girl and me complexion. Are you going my direction? Correct. You full up my imagination. Girl, me say you full up my imagination. Stick by me, good it. I make it rock song, I make it come song. Play this comics, you be jump and this.
Once again, classic track. If you ain't got that one, make sure you get it. The sounds of Mr. Cornell Campbell, track entitled Just My Imagination, lifted from his album entitled Roping, circa 1980. And that comes courtesy of Justice Records and Radiation Roots Entertainment, and is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go copy it. Hey, yo, that one brought back some memories, because Father Gambler used to bust that one every so often. Hey, yo, him and Mama Gambler, when this tune would come on and start dancing. But anyway, that's the story for next time. And without further ado, Professor Hot Stepper, over to you.
Peace. What's good to the chat? What's good, everybody? Shout out to all the people that are here with us this afternoon right now, or it might be the dawning time for you, wherever you're at. We appreciate you coming through. And this is our chat, episode 25. You are what you eat, part 7. So shout out to everybody for being here for part 7. Shout out to you.
Big ups, salute.
All right, so something quite interesting is happening today. I actually can't comment in my own chat. It keeps saying an error occurred. Wait a moment, then try again. So I don't think I can talk to you guys in the chat today. I don't know what that is. This is the first time I've experienced this since using StreamYard. I've never seen this before in my life, so yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, let's see who we've got here today. Shout out to Lady Legs. You was first through the door, so peace to you.
Big ups, salute.
Shout out to Starstrike.
Big ups, salute.
Shout out to Trauma Hawk.
Big ups, salute.
Shout out to Copper Fox. Fire
Fire,
Mama.
salute.
Shout out to Michael Brown.
Big ups, salute.
And shout out to Await the Red Pit.
Big ups, salute.
And to anybody else who might come on board while this stream is currently live, and to anybody that watches the playback, we also say shout out to you.
Big up yourself. Salute.
Okay, so you remember if you was here for part 6, we was looking at all the, well, a majority of the national dishes from the different Caribbean countries, nations. We was looking at what their national signature dishes are, and we will be picking up with that list today, and we have a few more places in store to show you guys today. So I'm just going back into the screen share again so we can carry on with where we left off from last time. Okay, so remember last time I left off here on the national dish of Cuba, which is ropa vieja. So for today, we're going to kick it off with the national dish of Dominica, not to be confused with the Dominican Republic, yeah, 2 different places. So for the national dish of Dominica, it was formerly mountain chicken, but now it's callaloo soup. So the national dish of Dominica was mountain chicken. However, as mountain chicken are now an endangered frog species, callaloo soup has become the national dish of Dominica. Callaloo soup is a combination of leafy vegetables such as spinach or dasheen mixed in with seasonings, provisions, meat, and coconut milk. Okay. So
That sounds good.
we decided, hey, why not see what callaloo soup looks like? And shout out to Stardust.
Stardust, big ups, salute. And as I share my screen for this related video article, Professor, I'm starting to get hungry already. What you just read out there was, that was just tasty, man, apart from the meat. But anyway, now this video was entitled Callaloo, and it comes from the channel Eater Food. And once again, shout out to Mr. Inca for the disclaimer. Shout out to the ICCC for our extra disclaimer. And fair use, well, let's forget fair use. Watch and listen.
So what is Sunday lunch without callaloo? Come and see how others make mine. Hey everybody, so my name is Crystal Martin and I am here to show you how I just make my callaloo. Now callaloo is something that everybody makes differently and that's fine. For me, it is like the quintessential dish on a Sunday lunch. I just need to have my lulu and I need to have it extra slimy so we have plenty okras here. So come stick with us, join me and see how we go and make this thing. Right guys, so we go in and make callaloo and I must give some props off to my producer. His nice skills are amazing. Look at this. I don't even shred my callaloo this finely. So we have the callaloo bush. We have the stalk of the callaloo, which I would recommend you peeling off that outer layer. It makes a difference. We have pumpkin here, or you could use squash if you want it a little sweeter. Your usual onions, garlic, chive. We didn't get no celery, unfortunately. Pimento. And I know some people may be like, what is this? This is ginger. Yes, I know. I put a little ginger in my callaloo. It tastes good, right? So I think we're going to start. We have here cuisine 100% soybean oil on a medium fire. So we're just going to pour some oil in. Yeah. And if you have some salted butter, you could use that as well. Now for me, callaloo is just like I said before, I need to have callaloo on a Sunday lunch. Sometimes if my mother don't make it, I'll be like, oh, mommy, ready callaloo, ready callaloo. But for me, if I just get callaloo, rice and stew chicken, I real good. So we go in and start. adding in, let me just, yes, the oil is heated because actually it's a lot heated, you see that smoke, right? So you're gonna add in the onions and some garlic, but we're not gonna use all of the garlic. There's a little trick that I saw when I went by a friend of mine. Her mom was making bhaji and she reserved some of the garlic to use at the ending, and you got that nice garlic fragrance. Add in some pimento. And right, so I'll let this saute for a little while. Make sure that the onions turn a little translucent. And after man this process, you don't want this to burn at any point. And I am all for seasoning every layer. So I'm going to season this a little bit with salt. Right, now, so let me tell all you a story. The first time I made callaloo, oh my God, disaster. I did not add enough okras, so it had this kind of weird consistency. My friend tasted it and she said it tasted good, but to this day, I think she lied. She was just being a good friend. So whenever I make callaloo now, I always have that in the back of my mind and I always add extra okras. So here I think we have 8 large okras. You could go 8 to 10 if you want. The slimier, the better. That's for me, right? I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper. And I just love how the beginning of the pot does sound. And by that, I mean, not sound, smell. By that, I mean the onions, the garlic, the pimento. We didn't have any celery, but that's okay. It just smells so good. I think my pot could use just a little bit more oil. So I'll do that now. Throw those in. Make sure that cooks a little bit. I have so many nice memories growing up with callaloo. Now, my grandmother, she's not alive anymore. She died a couple of years ago. She was a meticulous cook. Like, you all know the callaloo bush, right? You have the stalk, you have the leaf. She would cut off the stalk, skin it, and then chop it up, yes. But then the leaves, she would not even, she would like take out the ribs. She will not have the ribs of the leaves. So she will actually take out the leaves and then chop it up fine. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? But that's how the old people and them used to do it. And then I have an aunt who we call her the callaloo specialist. Her callaloo just tastes so good. It have a nice kind of a, I don't want to say pastel green, but I think it depends on how much coconut milk she uses. So it has a nice kind of color. I don't like my callaloo too dark green. But at the end of the day, it really does not matter. It's however you make it and however you like it. Yeah? So I'm just going to let this saute a little bit. And then at this point, I'm going to add in. Now, don't be fooled. You know what they say, boil long like bhaji? It's always look plenty, but this is going to boil long to nothing. So we're going to add this in. Stirring as we go. And what the producer was telling me, which is a very good point, the finer you chop the bush is the easier it takes to melt down and to cook, which makes a lot of sense. Because, you know, if you don't cook callaloo for long enough, you can get that kind of scratchiness and you don't want that. So you're going to add it in. Mix and turn, mix and turn. And I getting hungry already. I'm always hungry. Well, I'm a foodie. So I'll just add this in. So I don't know if you guys could see, we have it melted down just a little, which is exactly where I want it. I'm going to add in, let me make sure this is the ginger. Should have added it in before, but it all going to mix up, which don't matter. So we add that in. I will add the pumpkin in. Listen, this producer real good with these knife cuts, you know, he have patience too, because sometimes I just rough chop everything and just throw it in. And for me, cooking is all about eyeballing. I am not a baker. Baking is more of a science, but cooking is giving you a little bit more freedom. You know what I mean? If you want it to be a little bit sweeter, you could use squash if you like. Some people don't use pumpkin. That's fine. You make the callaloo. However, this is how I see my mom do it. So, mommy, if you're watching, I hope you're proud of me. I don't know. Listen, my mother doesn't feel like how cook, you know, but I know what it is. Her problem is that she feels that nobody else could do it like her. So I'm adding in these stalks now. And I also had some side here before. I'm going to just add that in as well. Add in these stalks. And we almost here. The good thing about callaloo is like a one pot. And what my grandmother used to do as well, she always used to make like a soup. So I guess with that, you would just make it a little thicker. And you add your dumplings or whatever. I didn't too much like the soup, to be honest. I just more like the callaloo with the poured over the rice. All right, so we get in somewhere here. I just want to make sure all of these ingredients are well incorporated. So at this point, we will add the coconut milk. Now, yes, ideally, if you make the coconut milk yourself, hats off to you. My grandmother used to do it. I don't have time for that. Who has time for that? I mean, if you do, that's great. But for now, we're just going to use the pack. And one thing my mother always say is you have to watch how much liquid you're putting in, right? So for me, I'm just putting in enough to cover the top of the ingredients. Right, so we're looking good. What I've left back some of the garlic, which I will add closer to the end. And for now, I will put in some thyme. You could throw it in whole, or you could just like do the leaves like this if you like. If you put it in whole, it's fine, because at the end of the cooking process, you will just be left with the stalk. But as I'm here, I'll just take out some of the leaves. And everything you just basically season to your taste, right? Well, at this point, if you had crab, you throw it in. We ain't get no crab. If you had pigtail, you throw it in. We ain't get no pigtail. So this is a real veggie callaloo, but it will still taste good. But somehow when you add crab to a callaloo, Lord have mercy, you could just taste it, right? So let me see the fire that we're on now. I'm just going to raise the fire just a little, and we're going to cover it. Let this kusume for maybe about, for me, I think callaloo needs a good hour to cook properly. So we will cover this. I'll put an eye on it. And I think we'll keep it covered for maybe about 30 minutes, and then we'll check on it. But before we cover, you have to put in your hot pepper. Now I really like how the red hot peppers look. I have the red one. I'll go with the orange and green one. And you want to make sure that you do both. So you put that in, and then you cover. All right, guys, so an hour later, we're back, and the bush has melted down nicely. And the pepper, just be careful. Once you do meddle with the pepper won't meddle you. But at this point, I will just take it out for now. Rest it at the side. And everything kind of just really gel. It's gelling and it's smelling good. And here is where I will put like my salt, add some sugar and that kind of thing, right? So just stirring it around. And I know, yes, for most people, yes, blend the callaloo. My mommy started blending it. So, but I think I want to try it with the swizzle stick. And for me, I think this one might be a better go with. So we will do that, right? So I'm going to turn off the fire for now. And I think we're ready. So this is how my grandmother used to do it. She will do it. But this is how workout though. I think I bite off more than I can chew. Producer, where the blend? All right, but it coming. Oh my God, this is bringing back such memories. Seeing my grandmother swizzle callaloo. I used to make this kind of noise. I don't know if you hear it. Hear that? So we're doing this. This is a workout though. But I think the older heads will say that they will swizzle it because when you blend it, it gets too fine. And some people like their callaloo chunky. I am more like in between. So I don't want it too chunky. Wow, this is a real workout though. I want it too chunky, but then I don't want it too fine either. So what I'm doing, I'm just kind of pressing down, mashing down, and then swizzling. Mashing and then swizzling it around. And I think we nailed the amount of okras because it has real slime, which is what I like. But my God, I feel like I'm going to the gym. All right, so we're doing this way, which is the real swizzle action. But I sort of wanted to mess up my white shirt, so I do it. But it's actually making a difference, though. This is walk. I added a little bit of salt in it before, but I'll add some more now. And then maybe just a tips of sugar. It's not going to taste sweet, guys. Sugar for me just bring.
And Professor Fire Moma, you're wanted urgently in the kitchen. Stat.
Out the natural flavors. And a little black pepper too. Swizzle, swizzle. Oops. But I like how this coming out though. It's nice and chunky. I think the producer would like it. Right, guys. So the producer helped me off camera swizzle. It was a lot of arm action. And in the end, we decided to blend half and then keep the rest chunky. So now we just have the perfect consistency here. Then I just have the remnants of the garlic. I want to make sure I get all of that out. And then I just put back on the fire on low and then just gonna let this marry. But Olia, looking good, looking good. So let me take off the fire and pour myself some callaloo. Now, if you're like me, I don't always wait for the food to cool. I think my mouth got scald a couple of times and I just get used to it.
Hey yo, I don't know anybody yet. I'm enjoying and loving this video right now. This is reminding me of my mum's side of the clan, the Bayesian side, with my mum, my gran, or my aunties and that would be in there helping gran cook and the talk. Hey yo, memory.
So yeah, let's see. Yum. Callaloo. Callaloo, I love you. Oh my gosh. So all I need now is some rice or some cassava. And the good thing about callaloo is that it's a leafy green, so you could get lots of iron and fiber from it. So guys, this is how I do my callaloo. Check out the recipe. If you try it out this way, let us know. If not, you do your callaloo how you want it. It will come out best. Special thanks to Cuisine for sponsoring this episode of Simply Local. Cuisine products could be found at all Massy stores nationwide. So guys, what I think I should eat this callaloo with? Rice, crab and dumpling, what? Tell me, because it's looking real good and I'm hungry.
Oh man, I'm starving right now. And there you have it, Professor. Back to you, man. That brings back some memory. Professor, and I'm in my gran's yard, yeah. Granso, what you want now, boy? Well, I just smelt the food, Gran, and it smelled. What do you rats? All you want right here? Can I just try a little bit of that? All right, give me your taste of this, boy. Yes, Gran, that tastes real good. All right, now go on, but you make this, boy. I ain't cooking.
Oh man, you can't even make it out. Shout out to Pony Knox.
Big salute.
Okay, she says I ate something similar to this yesterday. Very, very tasty. Yeah, I've never had callaloo as a soup. One day, but I have, my own kitchen and I have my own gadgets and my own stuff. I will definitely get around to making some. What? I know. I want to make some as well.
Professor, yeah, see them video there. Just make you want get on the plane and now come back, Anyway.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the national dish of Dominica, formerly mountain chicken, is now callaloo soup. So with that being said, let's go back to the screen share and see what else is next on our list of exciting things to eat. Okay, so up next, we have the national dish of the Dominican Republic, which is sancocho. So the national dish of the Dominican Republic is sancocho. Pronounced sancocho. This soup contains vegetable or ground provisions such as yams, yuca, and potatoes with a variety of meats, most often beef, chicken, or pork.
That sounds good, minus the meat. And on that note, as I share my screen for the accompanying video article, oh man, Professor, I want to go home, you see. Now, this video is entitled How to Make Sancocho Dominicano with La Muma Muse. And this comes from the channel Monica Style Muse. And once again, shout out to Mr. Inca for the disclaimer. Shout out to the ICCC for the extra disclaimer. And fair use, well, forget fair use. Watch and listen.
Bienvenidos muses, regresé con otro video. Mira aquí, no te mire a ti.
Perdona.
Ok. Si ustedes no saben, Mama Muse y estamos aquí y le vamos a cocinar un quema.
Sancocho.
Un sancocho. For those who don't know what sancocho is, it's gumbo. It's our Dominican gumbo. It's our Dominican sancocho.
Sancocho dominicano.
Ok, sancocho dominicano. Ustedes le encantaron el video con mami que ya hizo el rabo. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Si ustedes están excited para today's video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button y vamos a comenzar. Ok, mami, ¿qué es lo que tenemos que hacer primero?
Primeramente, lavar la carne. Y déjeme aclararle algo. El sancocho lleva 7 carnes, pero aquí solamente va a llevar 3.
¿Por qué tú no estás?
No, 3. 2. Only res y pollo. Porque a esta jovencita no le gustan ciertas.
No es que no me guste, es que aquí no se come puerco. Ok, pero va a estar rico.
Sí, además estamos en California, que no se encuentra toda.
Hold on a second. What kind of idiot thing this? It says subtitles and it. What? I would have bomba. Hey yo.
La clase de carne.
Ok, ¿por qué estamos haciendo aquí primero?
Primeramente tengo el cardero aquí, está. Lo voy a sofreír con su propia grasa. Ya tengo la carne aquí adobada, este es el pollo.
Pero, y para que ustedes sepan, mami no enseña, o tú le enseñaste cuando hicimos el rabo, el secreto de tu sofrito.
Ay, no le enseñé.
Pero ese es tu secreto. Maybe un día cuando tenemos nuestro show, tú lo puedes vender y ellos te lo pueden comprar. Eso va a ser el secreto de mami, lo vamos a poner en el mundo.
Ok.
Pues tú no le pones aceite en la paila.
There we go.
Su propia grasa.
Oh, so she's not even putting,
My apologies. I don't know why that didn't auto-translate to English anyway. Anyway.
We have a little bit of chicken, we have a little bit of steak, and my mom made her own sofrito. She doesn't give her recipes because, or I think we gave it, but we weren't really specific because that's really sacred.
Esto es pecho. ¿Saben lo que es pecho? Los dominicanos.
Es pecho. ¿Quién me dijo a mí que me pusiera esta suera?
¿Tienes calor?
Calor is an understatement. Si me ven que la peluca se me está quitando, keep it to yourself. No estoy segura. What should we name our show? Si ustedes quieren un show conmigo y mami y Juan, I thought I was going to call it What You Was Cooking, pero mami no sabe decir eso. ¿Tú sabes decir eso? What You Was Cooking?
What you cooking?
Exactly. No vamos a poder hacer eso. So maybe for my... Polita no puede ser tampoco. So, si ustedes quieren un show de cocinar conmigo y mami, abuelita y la familia entera, déjenme saber abajo qué nombre vamos a llamar a nuestro show de cooking, porque tú nunca sabes. Si, como que hay un show en Telemundo de gente cocinando.
Chef que
¿Qué? ¿Qué es lo que ella dice?
Hablando inglés. El inglés a su manera, ella está hablando.
Ok, pero si ustedes quieren un show, déjenme saber abajo en los comentarios if you guys want a cooking show with my mom and my family, and she can throw down my people, okay? And I have guests coming in, Iris, Ray, I have a few other friends coming through to try my mom's gumbo. I'm really excited. I'm not even nervous. I don't know how people say they're nervous. I'm really not, because everybody loves my mom's food, period. Okay, mami.
Aquí está la carne.
Okay.
Aquí yo la voy a dejar que sofría y que bote ya solamente su grasa.
Okay, ¿y tú no le echas agua?
Más tarde.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Ella va botando su grasa poco a poco.
Y que lo tenemos en high heat.
Un poquito medium ahí. Okay. Para que se bote, se vaya sofriendo y coja el sabor.
So, you guys, okay, alguien me está llamando, me está dando un texto. That's Royo, que siempre está en el medio, por si acaso si algo se cae. Okay, guys, so what are we working with?
Aquí tenemos los víveres para el sancocho.
Okay.
Auyama,
Okay.
yuca.
Mm-hmm.
Le voy a echar unos maicitos.
Auyama is pumpkin.
Ajá.
So we have a little bit of pumpkin,
Yuca.
yuca, corn.
Yautía blanca.
I don't know what yautía is.
I don't know cómo se llama en inglés, pero eso es yautía blanca, ya ustedes saben. Plátano.
We have our plantains.
Tengo que pelarlo.
Okay.
Entonces, ya yo tengo todo esto ready aquí. Ahora vamos a pelar los plátanos. Y este es el recadito que se le echa, pero no ahora, ¿ok?
Okay.
Pero lo tengo ahí.
Okay.
Ahora vamos a pelar los plátanos.
All right, vamos a pelar plátano. Yo te voy a ayudar.
Si tú quieres ver.
Si tú quieres ver. Let's do this. Oh, crap. Oh, no.
Very good.
Thank you. Hello. Oh, me pasé.
Te sacó el corazón.
Sorry. I did a little error right there. Okay, ya.
No más.
Como ya estoy estoy como cansada. So, ¿qué vamos a hacer ahora?
Unos bollitos de plátano le vamos a hacer el sancocho para que le dé sabor
Ajá.
y lo espesa al mismo tiempo.
Un bollo es como un dumpling.
Ajá, bollitos.
Pollito. So my mom is making pretty much a dumpling of plantains. And what she does is she uses this grater. ¿Cómo se llama esto? Un grate.
Un guayo.
Un guayo. Ay, yo no sé decirlo en español. I don't even know how to say certain words in English. I mean in Spanish. But she does this first.
Entonces guaya, se le echa un poquito de aceite, un poquito de sazón para que le dé un gustico y después hacemos los bollos para echarle al sancocho.
Okay, so ¿qué estamos haciendo ahora?
Haciendo los bollitos le voy a echar un poquitico de aceite de oliva.
Okay, she's adding a little bit of olive oil, and this is how she does the dumpling. Or pollo.
Bollitos. Bollitos de plátano.
Don't mind my disorganized. Oh.
Un poquito de adobo.
Okay, porque si es adobo,
tiene que ser bueno.
Okidokes.
Un poquito nada más, ¿ok?
Porque después se sala.
No.
If you put too much adobo, it gets really salty. So,
okay.
Que no te vaya la mano.
Ajá.
We have some water boiling. ¿Esto es para el arroz?
Ajá.
Okay.
Wow, yo no entiendo tu plátano. ¿De dónde son estos plátanos de aquí? Mira.
¿No tienen leche?
No quieren nada. Nada.
¿Eso es malo?
No, sí. Eso quiere decir que son malos estos plátanos. No sé de qué país serán.
De California.
¿Tú crees que sean de aquí?
Es de aquí. Y mira que yo he ido a los supermercados y me pregunto, ¿ustedes tienen Goya? Y me dicen ¿qué Goya?
¿Los plátanos?
No, la gente del supermercado ni saben qué Goya es. Goya. Ajá.
Miren los bollos. Ay, no tienen leche, miren un poquito. Ay, Dios.
Oh my God, they're separating.
Mira qué ingratos son.
¿Qué? Ok, mi gente, ahora mami va a entrar los víveres.
A poner los víveres, mi amor.
Eso mismo.
Sí, le vamos a echar un maicito.
This looks so good. Este ángulo se ve rico.
Está rico.
Yes.
Sí. Vamos a darle un sofritico aquí a los víveres.
Ok.
Yeah.
Mami, dime.
Espera, no la ponga nerviosa. ¿Qué te pasa a ti?
No, ese no es el control. Ese. ¿Y qué tú bebes?
Por lo mudo.
¿Qué tú bebes? Ese tequila. Mami le está quitando la grasa porque
Porque eso hace daño, mamá.
Más dile lo que es, eso te da diarrea.
Muchacha, no diga eso.
Cuando ustedes vayan para un restaurante.
Si usted ve un... Pero déjame decirte...
Abuelita, ¿tú quieres tener video? Pues ven, porfa.
Hay que sacarle la grasa porque va colesterol.
Colesterol y hace daño también.
Mami,
Mira,
tú priven fina para YouTube.
No, mi amor, tengo que sacarle esa grasa. No like that grasa.
Tú priven fina. Tú no eres fina, mi amor. Déjame decirte.
Yo soy una chica fina.
Oh, okay.
Mira.
So, cuando ustedes vayan para un restaurante, if you guys go to a restaurant and y'all see that the soup starts separating, your stomach is going to be on fire. So, mami, cuando vamos a poner para el universo, ella va a tener un restaurante y la sopa se va a ver riquisita, right, ma?
¿Al universo? ¿Para qué universo?
Yo no sé cómo se dice universe en español. How do you say universe in Spanish?
Universo.
Mami,
La universidad.
No, universe. How do you say universe in Spanish? Ayúdenme.
El universo estudio.
Mami, como el mundo, Earth.
El mundo. No, si usted va a un restaurante, oiga, mire, y a cualquier sitio que usted vaya, tome, que eso no
Ay,
hace
Dios.
daño, mira.
What, I don't know, sé. Mira.
Sácanle toda esa grasa, mira.
All right, so, okay. Lo veo en un pronteo. Adiós.
Todo eso es grasa, miren.
Do not have that in y'all soup, and I'm not drinking y'all soup either.
Yo no voy a los sitios, cuando voy a restaurante y yo quiero sancocho y veo que está... No, gracias. No se lo comen.
Mami, ¿tú crees que es importante para limpiar la carne? Porque hay gente que dicen que no.
Si yo la limpié, le saqué bastante gordo esa carne.
Hay gente que dicen que eso no es necesario. ¿Tú puedes creer esa vaina?
Sí, hay que sacarle un poco. Hay que dejarle, pero hay que sacarle.
Okay.
El gordito que le dé el saludcito, pero hay que sacárselo. No todo, pues tenía mucha grasa esa carne.
Está bien. Okay. Espérate, que no enfóquense. Okay, we're a little... No estamos borrachos, estamos nice. Yo estoy un chin tranquilita. Yo sí estoy ayudando a mami, ¿verdad, mami? Dile.
Sí, ella me está ayudando, sí. Ya me ayudó bastante.
Ahorita, deja tu chisme ahí atrás, que a ti te gusta opinar de lejos. A ti te gusta opinar de lejos. Pero tú te vas a dañar el cabello, tú no te hiciste los rolos, estás acotada.
Punto final en el sancocho, señores, miren.
Qué rico.
Mírenlo.
Enséñame, mami, enséñame.
Mírenlo.
Mami, ¿tú no le echaste rabo?
¿Tú compraste rabo?
¿Tú no compraste rabo?
No había rabo.
Pero yo pensaba que había rabo en casco.
No había. Lo que compré fue pecho y costilla de...
Oh, tú no le echaste papa.
Eso no lleva papa. Hello, el sancocho no lleva papa. El sancocho lleva plátano, yuca, yautía, auyama y maíz, que se lo agregué. Tampoco lleva maíz.
It does go with papa.
No lleva. La papa es para la sopa.
Oh, yo pensaba que eso llevaba...
¿Punto final, mi amor?
Dime, linda.
¿Qué número le dan? Dígame.
De un 10, 100.
Lo único que estos plátanos de California, ahora no. Tienen rato puesto, míralo. Ellos están crudos todavía, yo no sé cómo es que se cocinan esos plátanos aquí. Y tan finos, no son gordos, I don't know.
She's saying that she doesn't know what these plantains in LA are made out of, but they're not cooking the way that they should be. Hold on.
Ay,
Ay, el perro. Está viendo o siendo... Oh, míralo ahí, está ahí. Ahora va a ser kaki. Cuando ese raca así es kaki.
¿De verdad?
Mira, mi papa. Hi.
No, la sopa de yo le voy a echar papa.
So, mi novio, él es... Vegetariano. No, pero come pescado. No,
es vegetariano.
You guys, look at how good this looks.
No come carne.
Están celosos. Esta sopa me va a durar a mí una semana. Porque...
Una semana, yo lo dudo. Esa sopa me la vamos a comer toda.
Ay, no diga eso. Eso se lo vamos a comer de desayuno. It's gonna be good. All right, so I'm gonna now do los platos y la presentación. So aquí tenemos. Papa, wait. I don't know who told me to get a glass table. The dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. Oh my gosh, I hate glass tables. Odio teniendo una mesa de vidrio. Porque cuando la gente no ponen coasters y cosas así, como se me mete en una vaina. Sorry, perdí la luz. Excuse me. Yo no entiendo. Like, I need to label these lights in this house because I don't know where the lights are. Ay, abuelita, mira, abuelita, se quitó los rojos. ¿Te parece a Shirley Temple? Uy, está en su... así.
Ay, ¿cómo están mis hijos? Bendiciones. Y que sepan hacer sancocho.
Yes.
Que le aprovechen.
Y si ustedes tratan esta receta, ¿lo dije bien? Déjenme saber. Yo sé que más o menos no le dejamos saber cómo se hizo el sofrito, pero yo creo que le dimos un sneak peek cuando hicimos el rabo.
Claro.
So, esa es la misma receta. Tú sazonas la carne con lo que sazonamos el rabo y ya. Eso es todo, my friend. Pero mami dijo que no te podía enseñar todo porque después todo el mundo lo sabe. Y esto es exclusivo. So, si ustedes quieren darle un show a mi madre, ustedes como la gente que tienen fuerza, búsquenlo, porque este sancocho es exclusivo, right, ma?
Yes.
Y no le vamos a dar las recetas for free. Period. Say period.
Period.
Oh, Jesus. We're going to work on the period. Period. No, mam, no es periodo. Es como yo no te voy a decir nada. Periodo. Como cuando tiene un sentence que tú le pones el periodo al final del...
El punto.
El punto. Así mismo. Oh. Mami, tú sabes que tu hija no... You know? Déjame poner coasters que mi mejor amiguita me compró esto. Pues, se me quilla a mí cuando yo veo gente. You see, gotta do this. Put the coasters down. Si ustedes ven que eso está en la mesa, ¿tú ves eso? Pon el vaso ahí. Pon el vaso ahí.
Bastante que me lo ponía tú donde no es.
No, ahora mami no sabe nada de poniendo coasters. Una falta de respeto te digo.
Ahora sí le molesta, pero cuando ella iba a mi casa, ella lo ponía donde le daba cuando vivía conmigo.
That's not nice, mami. That's not nice.
Bueno, para que ella sienta lo que yo siento.
This is not where I get my spoons. Vamos a ver. Mira, look at what we working with. Las cucharas. Yo también no me gustan las cucharas grandes. So the spoon. Ray y Iris están de camino. Ay, you guys are looking at my nose. No me miren a la nariz. No me la miren. No me la miren. Un poquito de picante. No me digan que nosotros no tenemos Tabasco. No me diga esta vaina. Mira este reguero. Yo estoy harta de limpiar esto aquí. Harta. No me digan esta vaina. Oh, yo sabía que había un Tabasco. Déjame darle opciones a mi guest. Dame opciones. You see? Ok, mami ahora va a ir con la presentación. ¿Qué yo no sirvo?
Para nada de cocina, lo de ella nada más grabar.
Wow.
Cámara, acción.
Wow. Yo voy a mirar este video y yo voy a aprender más. Un poquito de arroz blanco. Déjame buscar la cuchara. Yo puedo buscar la cuchara. Mami está haciendo el aguacate because you can't have sancocho sin el aguacate.
That's right, baby.
Ok. Y más, esta es nuestra última cena. Ojalá que no sea nuestra última cena este año, pero de lo que yo sepa, maybe, pues, be nice to me. Yes. Ay, Dios mío, todo lo de California está verde. No hay nada aquí bien hecho. I just posted a cute picture on Instagram too. Look. That's me. My brother only knows my angles because he was like, go in the shadow. I was like, ugh, the shadow. But I get it. Why he wanted me in the shadow? Because he wanted people to see that even with the shadow, hoes couldn't let my shine was still going to be shining through. Hell, I couldn't even get that through. Damn. So these are my judges for tonight. My mom, first of all, oh my gosh, Juan is so annoying. He has one zit. You guys, let me tell you something. Juan's had one zit his entire life, and he's complaining over here about not being on camera with one zit. I don't care. I'm gonna show him. Excuse me, sir. Hi. So Mommy, she's over here. We worked so hard, Mommy, right?
Muy duro he trabajado hoy.
Yes. She's making John, because he's a pescatarian.
Estoy haciendo una sopa de pescado.
She's making branzino for John. Sí, tiene que estar de camino. She's making John some branzino because my man doesn't eat meat. Un invento, decidió. Oh, great. So, okay, Osito, this is your cousin. Él sabe. Royal, pórtate bien.
Es que Royo es bien.
Es que él no entiende. Oh, mira, pero está bien buen mozo. Look. But this, yo, she don't like that. She doesn't like that.
I have not seen Osito since like your birthday.
She doesn't like that. He's perfect. He's a teacup. Yes.
No, es que su plato solito.
No, porque yo le digo, no, está tu primo, cuidado.
Oh, pero ese pone así porque tú no lo tienes ahí abajo. Royal, papa. Ella lo tiene así. Ella lo tiene así. Bájalo. Royal. Osito, pórtate bien. No, ella se pone así porque ella lo está cargando.
No, ahorita,
Ellos se huelen y después ya.
Unos 30 minutos, 20 minutos después se quedan tranquilos.
Okay.
There you go.
And there we go. Mira. Okay, calm down, Royal. You got this, Papa. You got this. Oh, look at his face. That's it. Después Royal se da cuenta que no quiere coro con él y lo deja tranquilo. Mira.
Roy wants to play.
Oh, Roy. I'm getting
go my friends either.
But Roy Osita likes it. He don't want friends. Look at his face. He's like. Pero espérate, ¿tú tienes un problema con mi perro? Porque yo no lo veo que tú me lo estás. ¿Tú ves? Oye, para YouTube no tienen que saber eso. Dejen la falta de respeto de mi perro. Ustedes, mira, tú sabes que se me levantó. Porque ese es mi hijo.
No, pero ese Roger es mi nieto.
Pero ten el mismo cariño para mi perro que tú como te quieres sacar una foto con Osito. Yeah. But there's no pee here. He will pee where he has to. Royal has never anywhere but where. I don't like to say it out loud.
He will mark it.
Oh, you're right. I don't like saying things he doesn't do because I feel like he hears me and he does the thing I say he never does. Okay, mami ahora está sirviendo. Mira el pecho. Pues tú le quitas el recao.
Sí, se le saca todo eso. Hay gente que no le gustan ver esas cosas.
So, don't mind the children. The children are just, tying it up. They have, Royal. No, okay. Royal, cut it out. No, don't you do that. How dare you?
Listen.
It's because, he has to show that he's in charge.
It's a pervert.
I'm sorry. Papa,
really?
don't do it.
My leg, Royal?
He's like, you could get it any day.
No.
You could get it. Papa, you can't be doing that. That's disrespectful. All right, terminamos. Royal, get off of me. Stop humping. Listos, caballeros. Cuidados.
Cuidado.
No hay ese en cuidados.
Arreglen ahí.
Está caliente.
Y listo. Ay, rómpeme la mesa ahora, por favor.
Compra otra.
And this is my guys. Did I just say my guy? I don't even speak like that.
My guy.
I don't even talk like that. And you guys, terminamos. This is Dominican sancocho con arroz blanco, con aguacate. Iris is interrupting my outro. She's the worst. All right, mi gente. Mami y yo trabajamos muy duro.
Ay, sí, ustedes lo creen.
Yo también.
¿Ya trabajaron?
Yo también bien duro. Yo corté todas las verduras y todo.
Ay, sí, ya vino a comer. Y nada más sirve para grabar. Cámara, acción.
Pero, hello. Yo tengo mi role, tú tienes tu role. Y Iris tiene su role.
Sí, maquillaje.
De comer.
Ahora vamos a comer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Gracias por ver este video. Y lo vemos en el próximo video. Ojalá que mami venga antes del baño. Love you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Y miren el video que mami hizo. Oye,
Denle like. Muchacha, por Dios.
Mira, es que estos los niños están, tú sabes. ¿Qué fue? Bolita que decía algo. Bolita que decía algo, espérense. ¿Qué tú quieres decir? Dime.
Bendiciones para todos.
Bolita, pero quítate ese pedazo en la cara.
Y espero que hayan aprendido algo. Para que coman sancocho dominicano.
Ooh, it don't get any better than that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Peace.
When you're home, so.
Oh, is that? Oh, you see, you learn things. I didn't know. I didn't know how that works. All right, guys. How's it going? Can you not choke while I push the camera in your face? Put your hand up. Damn it! Put your hand up. I just wanted it. Juan, how does it feel to eat? Oh, sorry. Okay, mommy is just applying some more.
I thought you didn't like eucalyptus.
I don't.
Oh, you like your mom's eucalyptus?
No, I really don't care for it. I'll just have it. Like in a soup is fine, but people have it like for breakfast too. It's a potato. I don't know. It's too like, I don't know. Look at Ray. Okay. My girl's like, I came here to eat. James' plate's still not ready yet, but we gonna get there.
And there you have it. And boy, that is making me enough hungry. Professor, back to you.
And there you have it. So the national dish for the Dominican Republic is sancocho. Shout out to Chief Inca, who's in here.
Mr. Inca, big ups. Salute.
And shout out to Tolu as well. Peace.
Tolu, big ups. Salute.
All right, people. So we're going to hit our music break, as we always do. And we're going to come back with a few more things.
And on that note, as we slide to the bar for some refreshments, and by the order of Professor Hot Stepper, it's a double chili pepper. Listen. Oh.
I know he has done you wrong. It's a good thing I came along to dry up your tears, to dry up your tears. No sense in you in lying. Ever since he's been gone, you've been crying. You took him for more than a friend, but he lied and cheated instead. I'm here to dry up your tears, to dry up your tears, dry up your tears, oh yeah. No sense in you in lying. Ever since he's been gone, you've been crying. You took him for more than a friend, but he lied and cheated instead. I'm here to dry up your tears, to dry up your tears, dry up your tears, oh yeah, right here. Dry up your tears, oh yeah, dry up your tears, oh, I'm gonna dry your tears, oh yeah, I'm gonna dry your tears.
Once again, the sounds of Mr. Bruce Ruffin, track entitled Dry Up Your Tears, his solo smash hit circa 1969, I do believe, 1967. And that comes courtesy of Trojan Records, and then was subsequently re-released on the compilation album entitled The Best of Bruce Ruffin, Rain, 1967 to 1971. And that comes courtesy of Trojan Records and is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go cop it.
System ready to receive input.
Left channel. Right channel, left channel, right channel, in stereo sound.
Good gambler.
I hope we get to London time, 'cause I gotta make you mine. Before I lose you, I couldn't stand the pain. The road to love has tragedies. Some roads don't have to be. Laying the tears in someone's eyes, I will cry. And it could happen to us if we're not strong. So why don't we hurry to love before it's gone? I hope we get to love in time, 'cause I gotta make you mine. Before I lose you, I couldn't stand the pain. I hope you'll fall in love with me, 'cause it would be a tragedy if I should lose you. I couldn't stand the pain. No, no. Ooh, yeah. The gates are open, we're so close. Love is almost our road. A few more steps and we'll be there. If you care, we'll make it together. It's easier that way. With two falling deeper, love will soon be ours to stay. I hope we'll get to love in time, 'cause I gotta make you mine. If I should lose you, I couldn't stand the pain. I hope you'll fall in love with me, 'cause it would be a tragedy if I should lose you. I couldn't stand the pain. I hope we get to love in time, 'cause I gotta make my mind. If I should lose you.
Once again, sounds of the late great Mr. Dennis Brown. Track entitled I Hope We Get to Love in Time. Lifted from the compilation album entitled Dennis Brown, The Crown Prince of Reggae, Singles, 1972 to 1985. And that comes courtesy of, what's the label there? Trojan Records, and is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go cop it. And without further ado, Professor Hot Stepper, back to you.
Big shout out to the droid for the music break. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the playback. And shout out to all the other content creators out there, whatever it is you're doing. Peace to you.
Big ups and salute.
Right. Let's go back to our list. Okay, it's refreshing. Okay, cool. So next up on our list is the national dish of Grenada, which is oil down. So the national dish of Grenada is oil down. This bit of island goodness is made with ground provisions, including breadfruit, and served with pigtail, salt beef, or your choice of meat.
And on that note, as I share my screen for the accompanying video article. Now, this video was entitled How to Make Grenada's National Dish Oil Down, Essence Eats. And this is from the channel Essence. Once again, shout out to Mr. Inca for the disclaimer. ICCC for the extended disclaimer. And fair use, well, we're going to forget fair use. So watch and listen.
Kennedy Roberts from Mount Parnassus, Grenada, and we're doing an oil down. And it's a one pot that you put a combination of ingredients and it cooks relatively quickly. Oil down is Grenada's national dish. The meal that Grenadians tend to cook a lot, especially around carnival time and independence time. We're going to go through the process of cooking it and unpacking it before we partake in it. A lot of persons would tell you that you cannot cook an oil down unless it has pigtail in it, and that's the main meat. But then you can put whatever you want in it. You put saltfish, you put chicken, you can put lambi, lobster, but it's a one pot, and you can do it in a variety of ways. So today we're doing a vegan oil down. We start off by sauteing some fresh seasoning. This is curry and turmeric. This is a combination of chive, thyme, parsley, celery, onion, garlic, and we have a pepper in Grenada called seasoning pepper. It's not hot, but it's very flavorful. This is the main flavor of the pot. And then we put in some coconut milk. I'm going to put a little pepper sauce because this is the vegan one. So you need to have a little more flavor. When you do the regular one, you tend to use salted meat and salt fish, and that's when you get the salt. So with the vegan one, you just put a little salt also to add to the flavor. Once you create the sauce, you pack the pot. We put in some of the callaloo. Callaloo is one of the main ingredients. It's from the dasheen leaves. In the end of the pot, the callaloo creates that sauce. And that's when you start packing the pot. So tonight we're going to put breadfruit, green bananas, yam, pumpkin, Christophine, broccoli, carrots, string beans, okra. Also put in the oil down, as we call it, dumplings. I put coconut milk in the water so the dumplings have a flavor of coconut milk. And finally, we cover it with the leaves of the callaloo. Smells good. You cover it down. In 20 minutes, we're gonna unpack this and we're gonna have a vegan oil down.
This is Chef Kennedy. I just want to thank you for welcoming us into your home, for your hospitality, for your incredible food. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Yeah.
And there you have it. And boy, my appetite is just getting larger and larger. Professor, back to you.
All right, so national dish of Grenada, as you just saw, is oil down. Yeah. So we have a lot of names for pretty much similar things, you know, like Copperfot said, ital stew, or pepper pot, or Saturday soup, or sancocho, you know, is all essentially the same dish. So yeah.
And origines out there have, if you've not guessed it by now you can see why that on Sunday the empresses have the, you know, the Sunday Scotch bonnet or the pepper pot, which the ICCC has referred to. So now you get it.
Yeah, who was it that said? I think it was Pony Dot. She said a few years ago she bit into a Royal Scotch bonnet. She almost lost her mind. Yeah, the way you take the heat out of that, you have to cook it full without cutting it. So you place it in like a stew or a soup, but you mustn't make any incisions on it with a knife at all. It's got to go in whole, and you have to let it cook for a while. And then when you take it out and eat it, you'll find that it's a lot milder. But yeah, the raw ones, like fresh, yeah, even I wouldn't.
You're braver than me.
So let's see what we're up to next. So we just had Grenada. So we're moving on to Guadeloupe now. National dish of Guadeloupe is pork colombo. So this is the national dish of Guadeloupe, which is pork colombo, which is pork seasoned with herbs and spices such as allspice, cinnamon, thyme, and curry powder. The seasoned pork is stewed with green pepper, chopped onion, garlic, sweet potato, diced tomato, and spicy seasoning peppers.
That does sound good, apart from the pork. I'm just replacing the pork with fish. Now, yeah,
Right.
man, that's heavy.
So now, next dish, national dish of Guyana is pepper pot. So the national dish of Guyana is pepper pot. This spicy dish differs considerably from Antigua's version of the meal with the same name. Guyana's pepper pot is made with casreep, which is cassava extract, and beef or choice of meat. It is served with white rice or black eye or split peas. I can't remember. I think I might have shown this in volume 1. But pepper pot is an Arawak dish. And I know I showed it on IG on the first account. I did show it. But yeah, pepper pot is an Arawak dish. If you write in or type in origin of pepper pot, it's gonna take you back to the Arawak people, definitely. And they'll tell you how the women used to juice, the Arawak women juiced the cassava, and then they would go about salting and saucing the other ingredients, and they would cook the pepper pot on a fire, on an open fire. Yeah. So again, this is something that was eaten a long time ago and still being eaten now. National dish of Haiti, griots with rice and beans. That national dish of Haiti is griots with rice and beans. Griots are made by boiling and then frying cubes of pork. Griots are served as the main entree. It is complemented with rice and peas. Now we get to the national dish of Jamaica, which is obviously ackee and saltfish.
Ching.
So the national dish of Jamaica is ackee and saltfish. Ackee is a pear-sized fruit that, when prepared, resembles scrambled eggs. The saltfish is boiled to extract most of the saltiness, then fried up with green peppers and onions. This dish is served mainly as a breakfast meal, and with some breadfruit on the side, it can go a very long way.
Breadfruit. Now that's Fire Mama's favorite.
Yeah, breadfruit is good. So we get to the national dish of Martinique, which is grilled snapper with Creole sauce. So the national dish of Martinique is grilled snapper with Creole sauce, made with chiva, onions, parsley, tomatoes, peppers, and other spices alongside grilled snapper. This dish is a local favorite. It should also be noted that some other locals believe that marinated codfish and green bananas is the favored national dish. Okay. Next, we've got the national dish of Montserrat, which is goat water. This sounds a lot like Manish water to me. The national dish of Montserrat is goat water. This thick stew made with fresh goat meat is served most often with rolls or white rice. Goat water is stable at family celebrations, social functions, and in local shops. The rich stew with spices is a hearty meal. Next on our list, the national dish of Puerto Rico is arroz con guandules and pernil. The national dish of Puerto Rico is arroz con gandules and pernil, flaky rice with pigeon peas and pork shoulder. The national dish of St. Kitts and Nevis, stewed saltfish with dumplings, spicy plantains, and breadfruit. So, the national dish of St. Kitts and Nevis is stewed saltfish with dumplings accompanied by spicy plantains and breadfruit. Hearty flavors come together in this meal with stewed saltfish and coconut dumplings served alongside spicy ripe plantains, seasoned breadfruit, boiled in chicken broth. Then we get to the national dish of St. Lucia, which is green fig and saltfish. The national dish of St. Lucia is green figs and saltfish. Green figs, also known as green bananas, are boiled or stewed and served with saltfish. This is prepared most often as a breakfast meal.
Professor, because Ianola, aka St. Lucia, that's your stomping ground. I know you have eggs for breakfast or a snack, innit?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's like the only time I really have breakfast like that is like if I go away. Like I haven't reached there yet, though. I will definitely one day. But as you've probably guessed, yeah, we have quite wholesome breakfast back home. Had no
Yeah.
cereal.
Hey, yo. Hey, breakfast in the... Hey, don't get me started, you know, because as I say, everyone knows I'm been to the islands yet. Yeah, I have been back home to the mainland, but I've had them hearty ass breakfasts from grandma and grandma on both sides, and let me tell you, hey yo, them breakfasts there just set you for the day, star. Let me tell you, man is good. Hey, listen to the man's up there. You see, when you have a proper Caribbean breakfast like that, yeah, you're good for the day. I mean,
Yeah.
full tank. You are firing on all cylinders. Real talk.
Yeah, definitely. You eat a couple meals a day, you'll be fine. You won't even need snacks or nothing like that.
Check.
So we move on to the national dish of St. Martin, which is conch and dumplings. So the national dish of St. Martin is conch and dumplings. The conch is pounded and then pressure cooked with seasonings. The dumplings are prepared with flour and with or without cornmeal. The thick sauce from the conch and dumplings is used as gravy. Conch and dumplings are a favorite year round, but especially during carnival season when you'll be able to get this hot and spicy dish all around the festival village. Then we get to the national dish of Saint Martin, which is different to the first one I just mentioned. And their dish, national dish rather, is also callaloo soup, same as Dominica. So the national dish of St. Martin is callaloo soup, a thick green soup made from greens with pork cubes, hot pepper, okra, black pepper, thyme, and chicken stock. So the national dish of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is roasted breadfruit and fried jackfish. So the national dish of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is roasted breadfruit and fried jackfish. Breadfruit eaten all across the Caribbean region is roasted on firewood and then baked in an oven until soft. Accompanying the breadfruit and fried jackfish is local golden apple juice. Okay. Next national dish is of Suriname, which is pom. So the national dish of Suriname is pom, a casserole made with local root vegetables such as taro roots and meat. Pom is traditionally prepared on Sundays and for festive occasions such as birthdays. And if you guys didn't know already, from volume 1, casserole is also a Mayan recipe. It goes back to the Mayan era. Yeah. So that whole thing of, eating it on a Sunday and all that type of stuff, it started with us first, and then it expanded and reached places like here in England, for example. Okay, we also have the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago, which is crab and callaloo. So the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago is callaloo, which is prepared in a blended style that almost resembles the Antiguan pepper pot. The dark green soupy concoction is well seasoned and is a staple of Trinis everywhere. And then lastly, what else have we got here? The last one is Turks and Caicos. So national dish of Turks and Caicos is cracked conch. The national dish of the Turks and Caicos is cracked conch. Conch is pounded with a meat tenderizer. Next, the meat is seasoned, then coated in flour batter and deep fried until golden brown. And then on another note, originally published in 2014, this post was updated in 2018. Also, I've included the national dishes of all countries historically aligned with the Caribbean, as the region is more than just geography. That said, how many of these Caribbean national dishes have you tried? All delicious. They are part of each Caribbean country's national identity and self-image, making for an authentic foodie experience.
Check.
All right, so yeah, that list was solid. That was from Caribbean & Co. And this was discovered the national dishes of the Caribbean, published December 5th, 2018. Okay, let me just get the next book ready. So, just to give you guys an idea of, this food has always been here. We've always been doing it. I have one more thing to show you guys for today. All right, I've got it now. This is from the book Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao Alive by Susan Brushaba and Arnold Greenberg. So I'm going to show you how in a lot of information to do with like history and culture, especially the culture of people who were, you know, quote unquote colonized and whatever, you're always going to get conflicting information. Okay, and then you're going to see for yourself right here what I mean by that.
Professor,
So-
I see a red flag straight off the bat.
So in this book, they're talking about the food of Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and which you guys would know from the previous live streams on here is the ABC Islands that were colonized by the Dutch. So this is to do with the food resonating from that part of the Caribbean, you know, the Dutch Quarter. So, for example, you see they've labeled this part of the book the African influence, but as always, there's a kicker. Okay. So we're going to see what that is. So they said, soon African slaves were brought to the islands, and with them came the plantain, which is now served with most meals. But the only problem is, remember, the plantain is not actually African at all. You know, some people say it came from Asia. There's one or two books that say we already had even bananas already here. I mean, for the most part, you're going to hear that the bananas came from the west central region of Africa, but there's going to be other sources. Like if you keep reading and reading and reading and reading, you'll find older books that will say otherwise. So the same way how they're changing where people came from, a lot of like new age information that we're dealing with now is going to change where certain animals and plants and even food came from too. So they go on to say it is usually fried, though it's sometimes boiled, and the slaves also introduced fungi, a porridge originally made from sorghum flour. So sorghum, which is an African crop, is a tropical cereal grass still grown on Bonaire. I don't know too much about Bonaire, so I would have to look into that myself, apart from the information I gave you guys on it already, you know. Then going forward from there, it says the Arawaks began to make their own versions of this porridge from cornmeal, and today it is a staple of the Antillean diet known as funchi. So Arawaks were making porridge from cornmeal, but remember they were already doing that. So they're trying. It's almost as if they're saying, well, the Africans showed them this, and then the Arawaks thought, well, we'll make something that's like it. But I've already shown you guys that they already had it. They already had cornmeal porridge.
Once again, origines, critical eye, critical mind, free thinking. Professor.
So then now they go on to say, then as now, funchi was cooked in an iron pot brought from Africa, come on, and constantly stirred using a lele, a three-pointed wooden stirrer, or a palu di funchi, a wooden paddle. So they're telling you that, you know, the African version came over, then the Arawaks saw it, then the Arawaks made their own version, and then the Arawak version was cooked in an African pot. I mean, they're doing more back and forth than a waltz.
Professor, this is hilarious to me, you know. Please continue.
It's crazy. I mean, it was just that little snippet. I just wanted to show that little tiny snippet. So they play ping pong a lot with information. They want you to be looking up, down, left, right, back to front, and all over the place. So by the time you're finished reading it, you don't even know what you just really read.
Exactly. And the thing is, as well, originally, 9 times out of 10, the solution or the answer is staring you right in the face. Ever heard of the saying hidden in plain sight? Just saying, Professor.
Right. But yeah, I just found that interesting, you know. I've shown that as well previously. Again, and this was on the first IG account I had. I remember I did show part of that book on there. People like, yeah, I didn't even know that. But yeah, this is it, you know. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Arawak and peace.
Big ups, salute. But you know what, Professor? We should just keep on bombarding them with the information and showing them what the real deal is. So, you know, to them,
It is pointless to resist.
That's all we gotta do. That's all we have to do. Shout out to everybody that came through today. Peace to you.
Big
Peace
ups.
to you. Okay. So I'm going to end it there for today, and then we'll resume again with part 8, and we'll get into some more stuff. Yeah, as always, it's been fun. It's been a pleasure. Hope everybody's well. Until the next time that we link up and do this again, that's it from me.
Professor, what can I say? Simply
excellent
and standing ovation. Yes, we have come to that time. It's end of class in session for today, but class will be back next week. Watch out for notifications. And by the orders of Professor Hot Stepper, it's a triple chili pepper. Listen.
Come in, Mr. DJ. No massive crew as we try to stay alive. We bring you my shot.
Us in bondage right through these hells, fussing and fighting among ourselves. Nothing to achieve this way, it's worse than hell. I say, get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sister.
You are listening to DJ Gambler.
Us in bondage right through these hells, fussing and fighting among ourselves. Nothing to achieve this way, it's worse than hell. I say, get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sisters. Took us away from civilization, brought us to slave in these bee plantations, fussing and fighting among ourselves.
You hear that?
Nothing to achieve this way, it's worse than hell. I say, get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sisters. Yeah. Took us away from civilization, brought us to slave in these bee discussing and fighting among ourselves. Nothing to achieve this way. It's worse than hell, I say. Get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sisters. Get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sisters.
What a tune. Classic banger. Sounds of Mr. Johnny Clark. Track entitled Declaration of Rights, circa 1975. Lifted from his album entitled Authorized Rockers. And that comes courtesy of Virgin Records, Jackpot Records, and Clock Tower Records. And is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go copy it.
As my DJ just shuffles the pack.
What?
So long. Why must the wicked be so strong? Oh Lord, don't turn your back on me. Don't turn your back on me.
Once again, sounds of the late great Mr. Slim Smith. You may hear it pronounced as Yaman Slim Smith. Yes, track entitled The Beatitude. Lifted from his album entitled The Time Has Come, circa 1973, and I think it then was reissued or re-released again in 1979 as well. Brilliant track. I remember that track clear as day. Pops used to play that one there. And that comes courtesy of Trojan Records and Basement Incorporative. And it's available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go cop it.
System ready to receive input.
Good gamblers.
Why do I keep my mind on you all the time? And I don't even know you. Why do I feel this way? Thinking about you every day. I don't even know you. Take me in your arms, through me with all of your charms, and I'll take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more. Anything to do, call me and I will do it.
Just a propose.
And I don't even know you. If I only had one wish to give, that wish would be for you to live forever and ever. When I see you on the street, skips a beat, and I'll take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more.
Once again, the sounds of Ms. Claudia Fontaine. Solo smash hit entitled Natural High, circa 1981. And that comes courtesy of JB Music. And then was subsequently re-released on the compilation album entitled The Best of Original British Lovers Rock, Volume 2, circa 2008. And that comes courtesy of Jetstar Records and is available at all good music retailers and stockists. Make sure you go cop it. Love that jam there. Classic banger. And yes, we've come to the end of the show. Watch out for notifications as the Empresses are back tomorrow with the Sunday Scotch bonnet or the Sunday pepper pot roast. Oh, straight like that. Originates forward. And we out. Peace. Catch you on the B-side.